Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 3 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 3 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter multiplication fluency. The lessons we're going to cover today are multiplication tables from 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10, multiplication facts for 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10, true or false, multiplication facts for 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10, find the missing factor, multiplication tables for 6, 7, 8, and 8 and 9. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Here I am on grade 3 math. Chapter we're on right now is multiplication fluency. Let's just start with the first lesson. That is multiplication tables for 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10. So multiplication tables are very important. Please make sure you are good with multiplication tables. If you are still not with good, if still you are not good with multiplication tables, start learning them today. Write to one table daily so that you are perfect, because if you are not good with multiplication, you can't do division also. 4 times 8. Either you do 8 times 4 or either you do 4 times 8. Basically, multiplication is same as repeated additions. Like either you add 8 4 times or you add 4 8 times. The answer is same. For the smaller numbers, the repeated additions are okay, but for the greater numbers, you can't add, right? So 8 times 4, you have to do 8 times 4 is 32. The correct option is 8 times 4 is 32. Let's just start with the test questions. Five times 4. So 5 times 4 is 28 is the correct option is 20. Option number 1 is the correct option. Ten times 2. So which is the correct option? 10 times 2 is 20. Option number 2 is the correct option. 1 times 5. 1 times 5 is 5. Option number 2 is the correct option. 8 times 3 is 24. Very good. 8 times 3 is 24. Option number 2 is the correct option. 10 times 5 is 10 times 5 is 50. Option number 2 is the correct option. 3 times 4 is 12. It is option number 2 is the correct option. Very good. 3 times 4 is 12. 5 times 9 is 5 times 9 is 45. Option number 1 is the correct option. 2 times 2 is 4. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to next lesson. So the lessons are all about multiplication tables. Try to be perfect with multiplication tables. They are very, very important. Is the number sentence true? 5 times 9. 5 times 9 is 54. False it is. Because 5 times 9 is 5 times 9 is 45 and 45 is. Let's just start with the test questions. Is the number sentence true or false? So 2 times 7 equals 14. Let's just solve this side. 2 times 7 is 14. And 14 is equal to 14. True it is. Option number 1 is the correct option. Both sides are exactly equal, so true it is. Is the number sentence true or false? 2 times 1 is 2. True it is. Option number 2 is the correct option. Is the number sentence true or false? Five times 5 is 25. 25 is not equal to 28. False it is. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is false. Is the number sentence true or false? True it is. 5 times 3 is 15. Option number 1 is the correct option. Is the number sentence true or false? 2 times 9 is 18. True it is. 2 times 9 is 18. Option number 1 is the correct option. 'Is the number sentence true or false? 10 times 3 equals 27. Is it true or false? Ten times 3 equals 27. Yes, false it is. Option number 2 is the correct option. Ten times 8 is 80. True it is. Option number one is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. Multiplication facts for 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10. Find the missing factor. Fill in the missing number. 3 times what number equals 6? 3 times 2 is 6. 3 groups of 2 equals 6. Let's just start questions. Fill in the missing number. How many groups of 4 equals 12? Four times 3 is 12. 3 times 3 groups of 4 equals 12. Option number 1 is the correct option. 3 groups of 4 equal 12. Option number 1 is the correct option. Fill in the missing number. 4 groups of how many equal 20? 4 times 4 groups of 5 equals 20. 4 groups of 5 equal 20. Option number 1 is the correct option. Fill in the missing number. How many groups of 3 equals 15? Five groups of 3 equals 15. Option number 2 is the correct option. Three groups of what equals 6? Three group of 2 equals 6. Option number 2 is the correct option. Fill in the missing number. Two groups of 5 equal 10. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. The next lesson is multiplication tables for 6, 7, 8, and 9. 6 times 0. Any number when multiplied by 0, answer is always a 0. So let's just start with the test questions. Six times 0 is 0. Option number 2 is the correct option. 8 times 7 is 8 times 7 is 56. Option number 1 is the correct option. Nine times 2 is 18. It is option number 2 is the correct option. Seven times 6 is 42. It is option number 2 is the correct option. Eight times 1 is 8 times 1 is 8. Option number 2 is the correct option. Nine times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27. Option number 2 is the correct option. times 0 is 0 it is. Option number 2 is the correct option. 0 times 8 is 0 times 8 is 0. Option number 2 is the correct option. 6 times 4 is 24. Option number 2 is the correct option. 7 times 7 is 49. Option number 2 is the correct option. 9 times 5 is 45. Option number 1 is the correct option. Option number 1 is the correct option. 9 times 1 is 9. Option number 2 is the correct option. 8 times 5 is 48 is. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next. So we were working on grade 4 math, grade 3 math. Chapter we are working on is multiplication fluency. The lessons we have covered today are multiplication tables for 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10. Multiplication facts for 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10 true and false. Multiplication facts for 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10 find a missing factor. Multiplication tables for 6, 7, and 8 and 9. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. Any of the lessons, you can simply on the live chat button. Tutor will there to help you. Or either you can write them down in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So any questions you can please ask if you have any.